Um, 1 2 1 2.
Yeah, I can hear you. You're good.
All right,
I
just want to make
should be live, I hope. I don't know why it's telling me that, huh. Maybe it does do something else. Okay, we are live. Okay. All right, we are live. All right, making sure. I'm making sure that we were live because I was like, where does it show me I'm going to be live at? And then I'm like, okay, YouTube, okay. Let's make sure everything looking good. Everything's looking good on you on the YouTube side. So we're good there. What's up, everybody? RevSauce9 here with Icon. Finally, Icon back. We're came back into the swing of things. You guys got a little solo action with me. Now you got the co-op action. We're getting back into the swing of things. It's good to have Icon back in the fold of things. We are doing the things here up on YouTube. Sorry guys if you heard that noise. That was me clicking buttons on stuff. Sorry if you hear Windows. So we're back better than ever. We watched Monday Night Raw. I know Icon watched a little bit of Heat Wave. Money in the Bank. Icon, how'd you feel about Money in the Bank over the weekend? Was it good, bad? What did you feel like? What did Icon feel about Money in the Bank? I think we lost Icon again. But anyway, well, we're waiting for Icon to come back because of his internet issues, so we'll wait for him to come
one
back.
two.
I hear you. Welcome back.
All right, thank you. Computer issues again.
Oh, you're good.
But yeah, I feel like there's a kind of like more one watch that I can see, but a lot of missed opportunities though. I can see that for sure.
That's what I was saying the other day on Money in the Bank. And welcome back to the swing of things with me. Icon is back, guys. I told you he was coming back. Like I know some of you were asking if I was going to do the co-op thing again, and yeah, we are. When I came back because of my fatigueness and whatnot, so this is what happened. Me and Icon are on different schedules sometimes, and with me on the meds they had me on, I was on a total different schedule to Icon because I was sleeping
Yeah.
weird times. That's why I was so fatigued. I'd be going to bed like an old man at 8 o'clock at night. Icon's up at night. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, it's so whack, honestly.
So we're back. I'm back to a normal schedule now. Like everything's we're back to normal. I wouldn't be doing it with Icon if I wasn't back to a normal schedule. So you guys will see more of Icon. Probably tomorrow we'll do most likely we'll probably be doing NXT Heatwave Fallout show. I think that's what they're going with, or the Fallout from there. We'll see Ethan Page. I know a lot of people were a little disappointed. I know with that I heard from a lot of you in the chat last night that or yesterday I heard that you guys were not happy with Trick Williams losing the belt. So I feel you. But at the same time, Ethan Page,
Yeah.
you couldn't go wrong with that. Ethan Page, is not a bad
Oh
talent.
yeah. Well, like I can understand that, like, but it happens, and it's just a different, turn than like Trick Williams or obviously, but it's kind of different, approach now. So
Exactly. So let's get into Monday Night Raw. We start the show off with CM Punk coming out, typical. Um,
yeah,
I want to see where the ratings are going to be. I'm kind of fascinated to see with him being back and with the hate that he's been receiving recently. So let's see what happens there. I'll honestly tell you guys, it wasn't bad opening. I thought maybe they would have Drew McIntyre. I know he was suspended, so I knew he was completely suspended.
yeah.
But I wanted to see what they would do with him anyway. See, maybe they bring him out anyway and do some fuckery with that. But no, you had CM Punk coming out basically telling the audience he doesn't care. Drew McIntyre and him are having a blood feud. They don't care, and he just doesn't care, and he's gonna screw over. You took a piece of me, and I'm gonna take a piece of you. Basically, basically what they were doing. You take a piece of me, I
Oh
take a piece of
yeah.
you.
I feel like it's kind of like a Muhammad's code, though. Eye for an eye kind of scenario off of that, and yeah,
I believe it. I'm 100% with you on that. Then you had Seth Rollins coming out. Seth Rollins doing his thing. I felt the moment. Seth got screwed over. There's no doubt about it. He got
Yeah,
screwed over. He had a right to come out and basically say what he had to say to Punk, basically. The segment, I'm going to tell you
yeah.
guys, the segment was good. I did not mind that to open up a Monday Night Raw at all.
Same here. Like, and yeah, like I felt kind of sorry for like Seth Rollins though after was it um Drew kind of cashed in, and it's kind of like far fetched with the no DQ rule kind of out the window now, and after that it's just you know kind of wacky though from Money in the Bank, and I gotta give a little bit more respect through it though at the peak of that, so I have to agree with you there.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, I was basically stating that when I was telling you when we were watching it, because I was kind of behind because when I got started, Icon was already watching it. I was kind of behind, having some computer issues. So I was like 30 minutes behind everybody, and I was catching up on the DVR because I'm kind of grateful I have DVR service. I'm like catching up as much as I can. And, like I said before, Seth Rollins is great shit. I'm not going to tell you guys different. And seeing him back on my television is good shit. And also to see, I would honestly tell you flat out, um, to be honest, I'm going to take this noise gate off because this is driving me insane. I will just tell you guys straight up, Seth doing Seth things is good for business. Now, where does Becky Lynch come in? Hopefully, I see her resigning. I don't see her holding on too much longer. I see her coming back because if Seth signs, she signs. And I just want to say that out in the open. I think Becky's back in WWE before you know it. Or I could be surprised she may go to AEW. You never know. But anyway, that was a little off topic. But yeah, Drew McIntyre, I felt like they should have just unsuspended him and had him and CM Punk brawl. I think that would have been best for business. Had them brawl across the arena most of the night. I think that would have been cool.
I would kind of agree, but it would kind of ruin Punk even more. And like, I know his career doesn't kind of think give that a full 100% a okay to wrestle though.
Yeah, I see your point there. I could see it could be watered down. I could see that. But the segment was good. Like Rollins coming out and having a sense of urgency. That's the thing.
You're right.
Rollins having a sense of urgency was great. Like this is the Seth Rollins I want. Like get away from the whoa, whatever music he's doing and become this guy. The architect version
Oh
of
yeah,
Seth Rollins was great. Be that guy. I don't
I
need you
have
to
to
be
agree.
I don't need you to be the whoa guy and doing the chanting shit. I don't need you to do that orchestra crap. Just come out and be you. Come out, sell me on the reason why you're here, and beat people up. Win trophies. Or sorry, championship
Yeah,
belts.
I can agree because like honestly, like listen, it get like a little bit kind of irritating a little bit here and there, and you get like wrestlers kind of watered down like way too fast and all that scenario.
Well, here's the thing, and I've been asked this question about another WWE side of things. Solo Sikoa, right? I've been asked this question. What's my thoughts on Solo Sikoa? Is he the flag bearer of the bloodline? And as Icon, we were talking about this earlier, is that I think we're going to see Roman Reigns back, right? For sure. We're going to see him back at some point here, from here to
Yeah.
SummerSlam. We have to. It's not working. This new bloodline ain't working for me. It reminds me a lot of the Nexus idea. Like I was listening to Icon when
Yeah.
he was telling me earlier. It kind of feels that way. It comes off that way. Like the Nexus
Oh yeah.
2009 days.
Yeah, with like what is it? Like Heath Slater there, and I know I would probably miss a few wrestlers because it's like 15 years from now, but it feels that way because Solo Sokoa with his you know, like what he trying to introduce with new wrestlers is like you're right, the new Nexus, and I feel like I want to see like Roman with like what is it, Jimmy Uso, The Rock, and maybe one more wrestler to make the numbers evens and all that.
I agree with you there. Like I
Yeah,
was like I was telling you, during when we were watching Raw, I felt the same. Where, for instance, the thing about Solo Sokoa and what I was trying to say, Solo Sokoa only has 5 moves of doom, and you kind of said it for me. You were like basically like Umaga, and I was like, yes, basically
yeah,
like Umaga. And the differences between Umaga and is Solo is Umaga had a manager, had a great manager that spoke for him.
you're completely right about that one.
Solo Sokoa as a leader ain't doing it, and I tell you why I fall asleep. He is not entertaining. He doesn't invest me into the product. He just doesn't invest me. The thing about Monday Night Raw tonight, which really invested me tonight the most, was the fact of leading in with the Drew stuff, and what also led me into it was the Judgment Day stuff. You knew something was brouhahaing throughout the night, and I figured Rhea Ripley would show up by now. Honestly, show up and ball out and do what she needed to do. I just felt that the Rhea Ripley showing up, spoiler alert, she did show up. I thought it was going to be with Buddy Matthews, possibly her husband, which we know him as I know him as Buddy Matthews. He was something else in WWE, and he was one of the cruiserweight champions. But my Buddy Murphy was his name, I think it was. But at the end of the day, like Rhea Ripley, like they cut it off too short. I felt she came in, chased off Liv Morgan, and then Liv Morgan. I will be honest with you. I'll be honest with you guys. I felt it was a little short. Like,
You're right about that one.
I was expecting Rhea Ripley to come up on the mic. I was expecting her to turn around the Dom, maybe kick him in the groin, maybe slap him, maybe punch him, lay him out and go, this is who you turn your back on me for? What's wrong with you?
Oh yeah, like I can see that completely, and I feel like maybe her finisher just to teach Dirty Dom kind of more of a lesson because you know
Right.
obviously Liv Morgan wanna get full revenge on Rhea for like what she did to her and stuff, and I can't see that for like the revenge tour. So yeah,
Yeah, like I was honestly expecting at the end of Raw, I was expecting Rhea Ripley to come out with somebody else, aka her husband, and basically that just tells me he re-signed with WWE because we haven't seen him on AEW television in the House of Black. And I was expecting him to come out and just lay out either her laying Dominic out or him laying out Dominic, and then her getting on a mic and saying, I'm back, I'm taking over, and I'm out the Judgment Day. And then just this big buzz of, whoa, whoa, this is how you lead, this is how you lead off, this is how you end a Raw, that's the way you end it. And I've been like, they didn't, and I kind of felt it was a missed opportunity because it's like, okay, now next week, I'm tuning into possibly her going, well, I'm back, I'm off injury, and now I'm going to kick your ass. The typical WWE, bread and butter. But I'm hoping out of all this, I hope that, if it is true from what I was reading online, I do hope Rhea Ripley goes out on her own. I do hope she splits off from the Judgment Day and starts being a face. Because Rhea Ripley's popular on her own.
yeah,
She's good on her own. She don't need the
you're
Judgment Day.
right.
She led the Judgment Day, honestly. And Priest tonight confronted Seth. Seth was very respectful, and he said, look, at the end of it, I'm going to back off. I'm going to be respectful of what we state, with the rules we put in play. and you do you. And then Priest came back saying, if I beat Gunther, you're next in line, and we'll have it out. So I really give Seth's character work has always been great. And when Seth's on one, it's good stuff. Priest has grown on me. I don't want to see Priest lose the title now. I don't. He's kind of growing on me. And I know he's going to lose against Gunther. I've said that. I've said that to you guys before. I think he's going to lose the title at this point, and it's going to be what it is, at the end of the day. But I don't want to see Gunther lose the title, though. Priest lose the title, but I understand it. I get it. 100% understand it and get it. You know what I mean? So that's just my personal opinion when it comes to Priest. I think Priest will lose at at SummerSlam against Gunther. I just hope it's an entertaining match and it's not a squash match. Now,
Yeah.
tonight, the person that got fucking killed in the ring was Sami Zayn.
Yeah. Like, shoot.
There was a murder in the ring.
It is. You're right.
There was a murder happening in the ring, and that was called AKA Sami fucking Zayn. Sami Zayn got speared, and I saw his shoe fly, and my goodness, that man looked like he was dead to the world. He got speared the fuck out. Give this to Braun. Braun Breaker, again, when he spears, it looks devastating.
You're right.
Kind of reminds me a lot of Rhino in a lot of ways. When Rhino would spear the shit out of you, you knew it was coming. But I know Icon over here has been really excited about Braun Breaker for a while.
Yeah, like I just kind of get a little bit upset after like he lost the match though, and like he felt like a little bit more upgrade from like probably Rhino and a little bit on Roman too on the better spear though, and I give him credit, like number 2 in my opinion.
I honestly agree with you there, and I would honestly say at Money in the Bank they should have had him go over. But I understand they gotta want him to go over at SummerSlam. I think that's what they're going for, SummerSlam. And I also like the fact that they're bringing Ilya Dragunov into it. So the cool part is Ilya Dragunov is now being added in on this, and I think it'll be a triple threat for the title, and I think Ilya will take the pin. I don't want Ilya to take the pin, but it looks like they're setting up for Ilya and Sammy versus, Braun Breaker. Now, Braun Breaker's music, if you guys didn't pick up on it, has changed again. And about time, his music does not sound like trash. I'm telling you, it sounds like Megadeth now. Much, much better.
I feel like it's like a more upgraded, better music than what like some of Metallica made though. But I can be wrong though.
I agree with that. I could see Metallica vibes on that. I just went, man, this is overall better. This is how you bring him out with this kind of music. This is much, much better.
Yeah. You're right though.
Another thing I will tell you guys straight up tonight that I really, really enjoyed is the fact that there was a build up to things. They're building up storylines for SummerSlam already early. And I like the fact that Adam Pearce did bring in CM Punk backstage, and he did say to CM Punk, "Hey, look, I get you want to have your blood feud, but you're screwing everybody. You're screwing up the lines. You're screwing up things to get to where you need to be. There's better ways to do it, but this is typically you." Adam Pearce looked really good tonight when being a manager, and I really like how they're making him into a kind of a character that you can go, okay, cool. That's what I like about Ava Raine over on NXT. They're making them into characters that you can believe in a little bit and take serious. So I will give that to WWE in its general. Adam Pearce is really good at what he does. Now, he did tell Punk, like, hey, look, you can lay a hand on me all day long you want, right? I'll find your ass. But if you want to take this way too far, I can just end you right here. I have the powers that be to do so. So I was okay with that when it came to Drew. When it came to Drew McIntyre and this whole thing, I'm cool with that. And he told him to go home. Said stop fighting, go home. You want Drew badly at SummerSlam? Let me do the work. Let me handle it, and I will definitely get you what you want. You don't need to be laying hands on people. Let me do my job and let me do what I need to do. And it was perfect. I thought that segment was the best you're gonna get. And they're booking. And you know what? I will say this. I think they're scripting Punk properly. I think it's not overly done. Where in AEW, I felt he was overly done. That he overstayed his welcome at times. Where it's like, okay, we don't need you to cut these ferocious promos, right? And overstay your welcome. We just need you to cut a promo. That's it. And I felt in AEW, he cut way too many promos and took up too much time. Here in WWE, he cuts promos, but he doesn't take up too much time. They don't allow him to take up too much time. And that's a good thing.
Yeah. I have to agree with you there, so you're right about that one.
And you don't need too much CM Punk on your television. You just need enough to get you by. It's like we know CM Punk is the, if you want to go there, he's the Coca-Cola, Pepsi, the Pepsi of the WWE or the Mountain Dew, however you want to go with it. We know he's good, right? When we drink said drink, we know it's good. We don't need to overstay or have too many of them in moderation. So with Punk, in moderation, Punk, I don't need to see Punk every week on my television to get me to a pay-per-view. Give me every few weeks of him, you know what I mean? Maybe a contract signing, maybe something of the range. So this was good. Then they lead you back with more Seth Rollins and Priest, and it was great. And then they reintroduced, like I said, Gunther. That was good. They reintroduced Gunther to the audience, saying he's coming back. Here's his attributes. Here's his reigns. This is where I give WWE credit. They at least, when a wrestler hasn't been around in a minute, they give it to you back. Gunther's coming back. This is happening. Now, my co-host here has been really, really, really excited about the Wyatt Six. So what did you think of the segment tonight of the Wyatt Six? Because they've been kind of interesting. They've been wild.
Yeah, it's interesting. And give me like that, wasn't more of a, not like kind of scary movie in a way. It's more of a, what is it? It's like they introduce like more of a horror kind of movie into like their own characters, and it's not like Jason, Freddy, for example, but more of a group to target evil, because it feels so different from like the Undertaker, for example, or Kane, or probably Gangrel as well, with Edge and Kristen. So that's super new out of the scary characters, like and I also include the bigger man in there too, but it's super new though. I'll give them credit for that.
I agree with you with that 100%. I do like what Bo Dallas is doing, and maybe you haven't watched I know I haven't done shows with you in a minute, but I've been saying like Bo Dallas, this is the best work he's ever done to date.
I have to agree. He's building up his what's it, Uncle Howdy character too, and himself. So like I give him more of a W scenario on that motivation.
So I will tell you guys this, and I know some of you will tell me that you guys will probably disagree with me. I think this version of the Wyatt family, I actually like this version. It's a little bit more tamer. It's not over the top. Rest in peace, Bray Wyatt. I loved Bray Wyatt, but I did not like the tail end stuff of Bray Wyatt. The whole Funhouse thing. I wasn't the biggest fan towards the end. I felt they were kind of milking it, and that's because of Vince McMahon. I felt like they didn't give him the opportunity to show what they can do with the buzzards, which we're calling them now, the Wyatt Six.
Oh yeah.
Just imagine he was alive and they allowed him to do this. I mean, dude, this would be bonkers to me. I'm a scary horror
You're
fan.
right.
I'm a scary horror fan. Anything Bo Dallas does right now is like, I'm happy to see him back on television.
Yeah.
It looks like he got jacked and he looks like he's ready for a championship run. If this goes right with the Wyatt Six, I could see him as champion, WWE
Well,
champion.
yeah, with the VHS, and I do miss like was it Bray Wyatt with the Fiend character if it's you know if he's still alive, but like rest in peace for him, and I do miss him as a really great character developer. So
Well, I'll tell you this, I'll tell you guys straight up, like I will tell you guys honestly, right? I'll tell you guys straight up, like Bray Wyatt is the shit, and Bo Dallas is like this is what Bo Dallas should have been years ago. Bo Dallas was the shit. They just misutilized him for years and years and years, kind of like Chad Gable in a lot of ways. And now these characters are, you could actually see them coming out of their shell. You could see them actually growing in front of your eyes, and you can actually see the VHS tapes are great. I mean, seriously, like great, and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm 100% all into what's going on. I'm totally happy with this. And you have Nikki coming out, Nikki Ash coming out and doing Nikki Ash things, and our sister Abigail handing a package. We're gonna see what that was all about. I think we're getting little things, and I think we're gonna get Bo Dallas's first match. Sorry, Uncle Howdy. I think you're gonna get Uncle Howdy to an extent, so I think you're gonna see that going forward.
oh yeah, like I see like a few what's it clips of you know Baldell is kind of you know run around joke excited and like was it I think he kind of ran and passed the one of the luchadors and you know without him realizing.
Right.
So yeah, so
I'll tell you guys this one too. The Wyatt family is gonna be great. Do you like Chris Claytonton, WWE guy? I have no idea who that is, buddy.
I do not know.
I have no idea who that is. Yeah, I have no idea who that is. Oh, this guy, yeah, he was also part of WWE Light Heavyweight Division. He was also a part of WCW. I know who this is. I had to go look up a picture. So yeah, I do know who this person is. Old school stuff. As far as he was part of the cruiserweight division in WCW, also part of the light heavyweight division of WWE, also part of WWE. Yes, I do know who this is. He ended his he died way too soon, honestly. Yes, I do know who this is, and also Test also died at the same time too. If you're going by that in 2010, 2009, I think it was. Rest in peace, Test. Rest in peace, people like that.
Yeah, he died in like April 2nd, 2010.
Yeah, I know who he is. It just took me a minute. It took me a minute to know who that was. I said I didn't know, but if I go look it up, I probably did know. I didn't know he was part of the WCW. I do remember him. He was on WCW towards the end, 1999, 98. And then also was brought back into WWE under their light heavyweight division with Matt Hardy. And then he got released. He got released out of WWE really quickly though. So, and then he died right after the Chris Benoit stuff. Yeah. So there's that. Yeah, Parker, I do know some stuff, but not all old school stuff. If I see a picture, then I will reminisce on it. I just didn't know who that was. I knew who Chris Canyon is and Dean Malenko and things like that. Like if you're talking like wrestling wise, like ECW was my shit. So like Tommy Dreamer, Balls Mahoney, let's see who else, Jerry Lynn, lots of stuff like that. Is Andrew Martin Test still alive? No, he died a long time ago. Test died a long time ago. Unfortunately. Terry Funk has recently died. So happy mommy is finally back. Time to get her belt back. Well, they got to build a feud first. So we're going to see how this goes. We're going to see what Dominic Mysterio does. And I wasn't a big fan tonight of what she should have done was either kicked him in the groins. When Icon turned around and said, "Where's the kicking of the groins?"
I was hoping for Rhea Ripley cast like a submission move on Dominic Mysterio.
I was waiting for Rhea Ripley just to do a riptide on him. A riptide and then turn around and be like, "What are you doing? What are you doing, dude? Why are you like," or some of the range of, "Why are you with her? Like, what are you doing? What are you thinking? You trade me for her? What's wrong with you?" You know, or something of the range, or like have like somebody that comes out, like I thought Buddy Matthews would have came out, which was formerly known as Buddy Murphy. Love seeing Bo Dallas in Adam Pearce's GM room. Oh, hell yeah. Bo Dallas is amazing. We were talking about Bo Dallas. Like, Bo Dallas, I think, could be champion if they do him right.
Yeah, I have to agree with your Rev.
Well, Parker, Jake the Snake is still alive, buddy. Still alive.
Yep.
Still alive. He's on he was recently, a couple months back, he was on AEW television. To answer your question.
Yeah, like I see like one clip of Robert the Snake going in TNA for like a quick clip there.
To answer your question, so tonight, like outside of the triple threat, the two 6-man tag matches, or the women's tag match that was there with Vicaria and Kana Chance and all that. It's nice to see Sonya Deville back and finally giving her something. With I really enjoyed that with Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark. It was great. Like,
yeah, I have to fully agree there. Kind of miss like wasn't Chelsea Green a little bit and her as a tag team chance before the injury.
yeah, I did like that too. Okay, Josh asks, do you see Gunther being champion at SummerSlam, and are we going to see a Seth CM Punk feud? Gunther, as far as I'm concerned, will become champion. I think there's going to be a lot of I think the Judgment Day are going to be coming to an end. So
Yeah.
I see Gunther winning that belt. Maybe some fuckery there. I do. Or I see Gunther losing, and I just don't see it. You belt Gunther up to win King of the Ring. You have WWE's been high up on him for a long time. I think he can carry the championship for quite some time. It's going to make it hard because here's the thing. You got John Cena talking about or putting out there that he's retiring, right? It's going to be tough because a lot of people want John Cena to be world heavyweight champion, want to be a champ again. To get him to surpass Ric Flair's record, it's hard because you have Gunther. Do you have Gunther take a loss to Cena, though? Do you have Cena win the Royal Rumble just to take a loss? That's going to be the hard part here with me, because Cena's going to have to play into it, right? You would think.
I might want to think like maybe on the SmackDown side. Like I can be wrong, but if like I said, if The Rock versus Cody and Cody won and make him turn heel for a bit versus John Cena. So
now, do you have Cody? I mean, here's the thing. It's really hard because do you have John Cena come in and beat Cody clean? That's going to be the hard part. And if John Cena's retiring, right, you put him out on the top, right, with the title, right? Do you have him relinquish the title the next night? Because that's hard. See, we're fantasy booking. I'm fantasy booking
Yeah,
hardcore in the paint.
you're right, and I am too. I was thinking like, what is it? In either SummerSlam to the next pay per view, and then what is it for like maybe like 3 4 weeks or what?
So I tell this to people too. So here's the thing: if you're gonna have John Cena come in, right? And this is the thing: you're gonna have John Cena come in, and I would want him to do. It's hard because you can give him any belt, but a lot of people want him to be the belt. I hope Roman Reigns returns at SummerSlam and beats Solo's ass. You're not the only one that feels that way. Solo has been a bust to me. He's not been good. He's been garbage. So to me, I do hope
Yeah.
to see him get his ass beat. Now about Seth
Well,
and CM Punk, real quick. I do see a feud between both of them. I think Seth factors into the Drew McIntyre stuff. I do believe. I see this happening. I don't know why. Go ahead, Icon. My bad.
it's all good. I was thinking like since like Solo Sokoa cut like posts with a couple of superstars that are everyone know like while Austin Theory beat John Cena and didn't do well within the carry up after was it the match in WrestleMania at like 38, then was it the or 39, one of the two, but the other match with like Solo Sikoa and he didn't get a lot of push either, so that's kind of that
Well, I'm gonna
kind
say
of
I'm gonna say this to you, right? Maybe I'm seeing this wrong.
yeah.
Um, I'm gonna say this in a way. You bring Jacob Fatu. I was telling this to you earlier. You bring in Jacob Fatu. Why you don't have him as your leader? Jacob Fatu is a better
You're
wrestler
right.
overall.
Yeah, it's just Solo Secura is not pushing super well whatsoever currently, and that kind of like what he have as a mic skill doesn't do well. He got limited. What is it? A move pool in the wrestling arsenal, and it just to me, I just felt kind of disappointed at the moment.
So I'll say this that you're asking me the question. Do you think Dom is going to choose Liv over Rhea or the other way around? Um, well, I'll say this. I think he will choose Liv out of all of it because he has no other choice. And the way the storyline's going, he's going to pick Liv. Now, I do see Rhea Ripley doing her own thing, though. Rhea Ripley does not need Dominic Mysterio to be who she is. I think she's way above right now. She was leading the Judgment Day. She don't need. Honestly, if you're going into this in the SummerSlam, you have Rhea Ripley win. You have Rhea Ripley turn face. You have to. And she should break up from the Judgment Day personally. Like, she should. She was carrying the
Yeah,
Judgment Day.
I have to agree.
Like, you don't need. She doesn't need the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day need her to be relevant. And you could see it. Like, for instance, like Damian Priest is not carrying those guys, unfortunately. And I will say this: Rhea Ripley was the Judgment Day, and while she's been gone, all Dominic Mysterio's been doing is fucking around. So, yeah, I do see her bringing in her husband, if that is what to be expected, Buddy Matthews or Buddy Murphy. I do expect it. And I expect her to go face, and I expect her to have her own little faction. Or just have her be herself. Rhea Ripley's so over. Like, I've said this before. WWE does not need anything but Rhea Ripley. I would say maybe Tiffany Stratton, Via Vacaria. You don't need people like, and I'm going to say this, and I know I'm going to get flack, and I'm going to hear this from some of you, and I know Icon's going to tell me, why would I say such a thing? Becky Lynch, you don't need in WWE. I think her time has come and gone, and you're seeing it.
Um,
And I'm gonna get
well,
flack for this, so here it is.
I kind of see like a kind of different perspective, but I'm not saying you're wrong in your own opinion. I just felt like Becky Lynch is kind of getting pushed way too hard in time, and it just like she won the champion again after what is it? After WrestleMania, where she lost against like Rhea, and then injury happened. Then she won it against like Liv Morgan when I no,
I'll
it's
get to
like
your question here in a
other
minute 89. I'm gonna let
yeah,
Icon finish his thought real quick.
like I think it's when she went through the ropes instead of top. So I just kind of give like way more respect for Liv to earn the title more than Becky though. But
All right,
that's my opinion.
all right, let's read this one. So, do you see Tiffany Stratton cashing in her Money in the Bank contract at SummerSlam, or wait a little longer? Well, they kind of busted their load already with Drew McIntyre, so I would assume they'll probably do what they did with Io Sky. So just wait and see on that one. You know what I mean? Just wait and see. This one here
I
from
agree.
Rewind 89. Do you think Mommy will wash out Dominic Mysterio's mouth with soap for kissing Liv Morgan before taking off with her belt? Um I was really hoping, what am I doing? English is hard for me. I was really hoping that Rhea Ripley would literally do a riptide to fucking Dominic and turn around and go, "You pick her for me over me? What's wrong with you?" I was waiting for the moment, but they ran out of times. There's not enough story they could tell at that moment. They ran out of time. I realized why. They ran out of time.
Yeah,
I think you're gonna get that moment. I was waiting, like Icon was like, kick him in the balls, let him just fall to the ground. But back to your question, Josh. Yeah, I do see Tiffany Stratton holding on to that belt a little longer. The Money in the Bank. I don't see her. They blew their load already. WWE doesn't usually the way. And if I'm Triple H, I have Tiffany hold on to it to like WrestleMania time. I would. I wouldn't wait. I do you have Bayley lose the belt now? Or do you have Rhea Ripley regain it and have her win the title? I don't know. That's just really that's really hard. To be honest and to be real, do you honestly have Bayley lose the title? I just don't see it. I do you are hey, or maybe Bayley's ran her course. I don't know, but Bayley hasn't really done anything. As much as Damian Priest has done really barely anything. I mean, it's really hard because I like Tiffany Stratton, and you guys know this. I'm a Tiffany Stratton fan. Or, just because we speak his name, Joe Henry, he shows up because, I believe in Joe Henry, right?
clap, clap.
Like I said this on Twitter. I'm going to say this now on the show. Joe Henry's the new version of Glorious. I will give in till I'm victorious. I could see people doing the theme song throughout hockey and stuff. I would love to see Joe Henry next NXT champion. So would I. Or North American. I'd be okay with that. Joe Henry's good shit.
I gotta give him credit for his creativity though, so W him.
Right? Joe Henry's good shit. Like, for real, good shit. And I really like
Yeah.
his music. I really like what he's doing. His gimmick is great, and I like it a lot. So, no complaints
And
there.
how about one more thing? Love his diss tracks too on music.
Hey, J. Francis, you're banned from diving.
Yeah.
That shit is great. You're banned from diving. But yeah, I would honestly tell you too, as well. Let's see. Here's another thing I'd tell you guys. Do you let's see, I hope Danielson beats Adam Page on Wednesday. It can go either way for me on that. Like, for me, it can go either way. Adam Page is doing like the greatest heel work that he's ever done before. And I would like to see a swerve. And Adam 3 or 4, I'd be okay with that. But then I also want to see Danielson. So it's a toss up for me. It's hard. I could flip a coin and be happy either way, you know. Like, I could be happy either way with either one of them. They're both great. Both doing amazing work. But Joe Henry being champion, I could see him being North American. I could see Joe Henry being signed to NXT. I could see that too, honestly. So I'm pretty pleased. Tonight's Monday Night Raw, the mixed tag match, Dominic and Liv. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is. I like the LWO. I like Dominic Mysterio's dad, Rey Mysterio. I think Rey Mysterio should be back in the title picture. I think he should be fighting for titles, not sitting in hokey pokey little gimmicky matches. But I told you MJF would never change. He's always the bad guy. Well, they had to turn him heel. Honestly, how much could you have MJF be face?
He's really, really good as a heel character.
MJF? Yeah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
You couldn't have him be a heel. You couldn't have him be a face. That's like turning who's that way too, that's always heel in WWE. Who would be a prime example of that?
Could be Logan Paul or Dominic Mysterio.
Logan Paul, yeah, Logan Paul. Like, yes, Logan Paul has his issues on YouTube at the moment with CryptoZoo. But here's the thing.
Yeah.
Him being a heel is best for business. I couldn't see him as a face. It would just come off just to me. I want Ospreay versus, and you're probably going to get that. Most likely, that's probably going to be one of the main event matches for the title. I could totally see that, honestly. Now, I can honestly see too, and I will say this, and MJF, I've always said it on the record, MJF, I like him as a face too. See, it can go either way with me and MJF. Like, I like MJF as a face, and I also like MJF as a heel. It works. But here's my question. If you're bringing back Adam Cole, right? Here's the problem. You're bringing Adam Cole back, right? And you have MJF as heel. What do you do then? Do you go back on your... See, that's why I think MJF's a great tweener. MJF could be face 1 minute, be heel the next. And you know who's good at that shit too? Dominic Mysterio. Could do a little bit of both. Same with Drew McIntyre too. Drew McIntyre could be a face, make you believe it's a face, and then he could turn heel automatically. You know, so there's that. But tonight, Selena Vega, man, I don't know what we're doing with her. Like, we have her in these mixed tags, weird matches. I feel sorry for her. She should be further along.
I have to agree. Like, she haven't won like a title at all with the group in the LWO, and like wasn't. I can agree with you there earlier when you mentioned about like Judgment Day is like a hot trend right now, and like I cannot disagree to the point, but kind of like I have to say it's kind of like a little bit depressing though when she need to have like a good title match too, but because of Dominic Mysterio.
Well, you got to keep the Dominic Mysterio thing going on. Like, you have to, like, what people don't realize is you have to keep Dominic Mysterio going on for a while. And no matter what you do, when will Ryback be back in WWE again? Probably not, bro. Nobody wants to sign. I'm going to be honest about Ryback. Nobody wants to sign Ryback. Ryback had his opportunity in the sun.
Yeah, but did he like kind of mess up too a little bit?
Yes, he did. You're not wrong. He messed up. He talked publicly about other people, and he bashed on people, and he's been on the record for calling out Booker T and other people. That's why he has not been signed by WWE, and he called out WWE Hardcore after the fact. And the reason why AEW won't sign him is because they don't want to touch drama like that. They already dealt with that with CM Punk. And do you want to sign somebody that is injury prone too? That's another thing with Ryback too. He's injury prone.
I didn't know about the injury kind of issue, so rip a Rooney.
And do you want a loudmouth Ryback on your Charlotte Flair should be returning somewhere from here to now, or from SummerSlam all the way up. I expect her back the night after SummerSlam, I hope. Charlotte Flair looks good, though. I just don't want her to do the same moves that she was doing in WWE before, though. I want her to change her moveset because she got hurt botching. So I don't want her to hurt her, get another ACL. Just my personal opinion. Take that the way you want to take it. And you guys are wild with the questions. This Parker guy literally going hard about, is Ryback coming back? This guy died. Jesus.
Yeah, like
fucking wild. Fucking wild questions tonight, man. You guys are right. Outside of Josh, this Parker guy, wild. Like, Ryback's not coming back. So many ACL injuries ruin careers. Yeah. Look at Klay Thompson.
Agreeable.
Look at Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson hasn't been the same. Look at Matthew Stafford. He hasn't been the same. Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has not been the same either. She's back. You're talking Rhea Ripley? Rhea Ripley's back, and I'm glad she's back. Rhea Ripley's the shit. It's not the same with her not on Raw television. I tell you that right now. It changes the dynamic.
I have to agree there. You're right.
Because what else did you have what else did you have there? You don't have Becky Lynch, which Becky Lynch wasn't moving waves on television. Who else did you have? You had Selena's not doing it. Liv hasn't really been doing it as much as I thought she would. And it tells me, like, Liv wasn't, like, I get why they got rid of the belt off of her. She's not a needle pusher, unfortunately. And I know that sounds terrible to me.
Yeah, she's, like, kind of trolling around a little bit with Dominic, like, suit, dude.
Mommy's back, and it's a good time to give her Dom a good spanking. Well, I think Dominic's going to go over with Rhea. I think that's what's going to happen. And I think Liv. And I just believe that Dominic's going to play a factor at SummerSlam. I really do think they're going to get it. Because what has Liv Morgan done? See, this is what people don't realize right now, right? What has Liv Morgan done at the moment with that title? She's not really defended it outside of twice. I mean, are you just going to have her be a transitional champion and just have her lose? You're going to have Dominic play a factor in it. So Dominic will play somewhat of a role. She's not trying to hear his bullshit. Yeah, I get you. But you got to remember with these kind of storylines and how WWE plays it, right? And the way Triple H books things, right? You got to remember, this reminds me a lot of, if you guys want to go back and I know Josh and Icon and a lot of others here, it reminds me a lot of China. A lot of China storylines. Like, it reminds me so much of Eddie Guerrero and China. China would get fucked on by Eddie Guerrero all the time and do stupid shit to him. So just be prepared. Dominic could be the next coming of Eddie Guerrero. You never know. As far as, WWE goes, you never know. As far as storylines go. And remember, Eddie Guerrero turned into Latino heat eventually. And Eddie Guerrero was giving flowers to every woman he can find. So I could see Dominic Mysterio doing the same thing. And you know what? I wouldn't be mad about it either. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be mad either way if they turn him into Latino heat and he starts dating Liv Morgan and all that stuff. I mean, in real life, Dominic's married, but in real life he is. But yeah. But I wouldn't be mad. Eddie Guerrero was a player. Like, we need to go back and remember in WWE times, the Eddie Guerrero was a fucking player. If you really want to go there, and Dominic's Latino Heat incarnation. I hope we see Brock come back. I don't think you're going to see Brock Lesnar come back until that court date thing is over. Yeah, I want to see what Triple H is going to do with that. I'm with you, Josh. 100%. With Netflix taking on Monday Night Raw, I'm fascinated to see what they're going to do. I'm really with you. I want to see what kind of uncensored shit they do, maybe some blood. I'm really fascinated what they're going to do. I think that Netflix is going to allow them to have an open canvas, and we're going to see what happens. I'm quite interested and intrigued.
Talk about blood. How about Pete Dunne and Sheamus when Bronson Reed was facing Pete Dunne?
Pete Dunne's the shit, and he shouldn't be losing against Bronson Reed. Okay, let's just put it that way. What has Bronson Reed done for me lately? Pete Dunne is jobbing out again.
Yeah, like, so I felt kind of sorry for him though.
Like, I don't understand that logic at all. Again, Sheamus, I don't think we're going to see Sheamus very much longer. I think he's just there before injury tack on time. I don't think he resigned. But I do see Sheamus probably walking into AEW. What has Sheamus done either? That's the other thing with Triple H. What has Triple H done with Sheamus since he's come back? It's just, to me...
Well, I want to see him with what title didn't he got, like the U.S. title?
World Heavyweight. Intercontinental. He hasn't won the Intercontinental yet.
Yeah, I want to see him win the Intercontinental champion. Like, watch him turn heel and face in like a fatal 4-way. How about that?
Well, okay, let me get to your questions here. Let's go back to the Attitude Era, and it'll good to see Bad Blood pay-per-view back. Yeah, hell yeah. Okay, so I did read that. Okay. Hold on, let me read. Hold on, Josh. Let me read your comments as we come back. I know it's still a little ways away, but I can. Okay, I already read that. Let's go back to the Attitude Era. It's good to see Bad Blood back as a pay-per-view. Yeah, for sure. Bad Blood was great shit. Bad Blood was a great pay-per-view. A lot of the Edge matches back in the day with Cena were great. Let me read this next one from Parker. When will Chris Jericho be back on WWE again? Probably not. I think Chris Jericho will end his career in AEW. I don't see him back in WWE. I think the only time you see Chris Jericho back in WWE would be for a Hall of Fame induction. I don't really see Chris Jericho ever being back in WWE. The way he spoke about WWE, his departure from WWE, and really being really about Vince McMahon, and him kind of defending Vince McMahon when the shit was coming down, didn't make him look at all good in WWE's eyes. So there's that. And I know you're probably going to tell me John Cena kind of did the same thing and Randy Orton, and they're both being pushed to the moon and back. Yes, I agree with you to a certain extent, but not all the way, though. Personal opinion. And then this one from Allison here. What if we get Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan at SummerSlam? That's what they're going for. There's already her line and secret for that one. I just think Dominic Mysterio will play a factor in it at some point. I would love to see Sheamus win the Intercontinental title and can complete his Grand Slam. Hell yeah, so would I. Before he calls it, before he signs with a different company, yeah. I like to see that. I like to see them do what they didn't do for Adam Copeland before he became Adam Copeland, the rated R superstar over in AEW. Now, does Icon have anything to say to these questions? Do you have any comments or anything like that?
Well, I know I would probably say kind of no on the Chris Jericho couldn't come back to WWE and stuff. and the Liv and Rhea could probably have a good SummerSlam. It's just a story building there, in my opinion, and I just also want to add it in like a in like meant to like a fatal 4-way in there with was it Sammy, Braun, also Ilya, and was it Sammy for like intercontinental champion, and complete his yeah, like what Joshua said, a Grand Slam and all that.
I agree with you there. I do want to see Sheamus as a Grand Slam champion before it's all said and done, because I know he's probably not going to re-sign with WWE. If he does, I just don't see where Sheamus would fit in. And do you have Sheamus win the title? Okay, let's put it in perspective this way, right? They got too much going on that Intercontinental side for Sheamus. I think Sheamus has been pushed to the side more than anything, because you got Braun Breaker, and
You're
Ilya
right.
there. And it's hard because
You're right.
I like Sheamus, but Sheamus has kind of been pushed to the side. And does Sheamus resign though? That's going to be the question coming up this fall. Does Sheamus, because they tacked on time for all of his injuries, do I see him re-signing with WWE? Probably not. I think he wants to be paid like a main eventer, and I just don't see that in WWE. That's just me. I see him going like Adam Copeland over. Chris Jericho's character now in AEW is so stupid with the Happy Tree faction. You ain't wrong. You're not the only one that feels that way, Josh. I feel the same way, bro. Like that whole learning tree shit is so garbage. That shit is absolutely absurdly garbage. Beginning, middle, and end is garbage. Please get him off my television.
I have to say this. The learning tree feels like it's super cringy for PG era, dude. Like, I'd rather wanna see like none of it, please. Like,
You
seriously,
don't like
please.
hi guys, hi.
My ears.
You know, like, hi guys, it's Chris Jericho. Hi, hey. That's just stupid. He comes out. I feel bad for Big Bill, man. I feel bad for Big Bill. Big Bill was in this whole thing with Ricky Starks, and then all of a sudden now he's like in this. Hey guys, I'm the Big Redwood. Hi, how are you
Feels like
guys?
it's like a dumb bad Eugene though. Like, so
Do you see Kenny Omega returning at all? No. He just had major surgery. I don't see him back for the next year. I want to see Anna Jay in WWE. Well, Anna Jay's got some time on that contract still left. I could see her in WWE. But where was she where was she pencil in though? There's too many good women's talent over in WWE right now. It's like everybody was telling me Britt Baker should go to WWE and prove Sasha or Monet wrong. And it's like, no, you don't want that to happen, because here's the thing. She's a pillar. I wouldn't want to see Dr. Britt Baker going over to WWE right now.
is Anna Jay is in NXT at the moment?
No, she's in a staple right now with Saraya, formerly known as Paige, and they're doing the Outcast with her in it.
Oh,
And
okay,
it's
I got
actually
you.
pretty good. You know, this second version of the Outcast is actually pretty fucking good. And then you add Saraya's brother as the knight, as the enforcer character. It actually works out very well. And Anna Jay, see, the problem with Anna Jay is nobody watched, and I say this to any Anna Jay fan, most Anna Jay fans most AEW fans, they don't go watch Ring of Honor. If you watched Ring of Honor, you would see Anna Jay killing it over on Ring of Honor television. Most people don't watch Ring of Honor television because there's too much wrestling in the week. Like, that's just how I see that. Most people don't. I want to see Britt Baker beat Monet's ass. So would I. I would love to see Britt Baker coming back and winning belts. Now, this is going to bring up the question to you. what does Monet do? Does she put the TBS championship up for grabs, or she put both up for grabs? That's going to be the question going forward. Is she going to be cheap and put one of the belts on the line? I think that's what she's going to do against Britt Baker, personally. Let's see. I want AJ Lee. I think a lot of us want to see AJ Lee back. She's been practicing and performing. She's been training. She looks ripped as shit. I think she should come back. But the reason she's not coming back, and I told this to people, she's the Women's of Wrestling producer right now. She's Viacom's producer for that show. That's why. Mercedes, ooh, Camille, interesting. Billy coming in with the swerve. Camille versus Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker. I could see that. I honestly really could see that. That would be an awesome match too in itself. Man, you guys are really creative tonight when it comes to these matches. I would like to see Camille and Mercedes go at each other, honestly. If you want to talk about somebody that we haven't seen in a minute, is fucking Camille. I would like to see Camille come in.
Oh yeah, like I know she's busy IRL because of what is it? She married to Corey Graves and all that.
Carmella, you're talking about. We're talking about Camille. Camille was a NWA champion. You remember her? She was the big buff chick that you went, wow, that chick's real buff. Holy shit, Jordan Grace level. I remember showing you Camille, and you were like, oh man, she's real buff like Jordan Grace, man.
Okay, I might have a blonde moment.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Carmella, I would like to see back. Who wouldn't want to see Carmella back? Carmella with Nick Aldis. Yeah, Nick Aldis is the shit. I like Nick Aldis. I hope he does eventually Mickie James' husband. I hope definitely starts fighting in the ring. I want to see him be not a general manager anymore. Where is Sasha Banks? Sasha Banks is now in AEW. She's Mercedes Moné. She is the CEO. Let's see. I hope Willow Nightingale wins the Owen Hart tournament. You know, I'm gonna say this, and this is just me. I want to see Mariah May win it all. And hear me out on that. Why? Mariah May wins it, and I want to see that feud between her and Toni Storm. I want to see Mariah May go over at All In. Don't get me wrong. I like Willow Nightingale. No shit on that. But I think there's a bigger feud between the other two, and I'm a big Mariah May fan. Like, Mariah May has impressed me when she was in Stardom and now here. I'm very much of a fan. Give me more Mariah May. Is it going to be Mariah May versus Toni Storm, the student versus the teacher? I would love to see that. I hope they go that way. Don't get me wrong, Willow Nightingale, don't get me wrong. I love Willow Nightingale. I do. But Willow Nightingale is just overdone. It's time. Willow Nightingale's been in the sunset way too long. It's Mariah May time. I think it's her time. And that's just me. That's my personal opinion. You guys could disagree with me. My opinion's not for everyone. Skylar Moore. I think she's in AEW. Could be wrong. I know Sky Blue. I would like to see Sky Blue up there. Sky Blue deserves to be up there on the up in the scenes. She was doing really good shit. And unfortunately, what's her name Julia Hart got hurt and kind of stagnant her push. I really thought for a minute there that Sky Blue was going to take the belt off of Julia Hart and turn face. I really thought that for a moment. Jamie Hayter's good shit. I'm a big Jamie Hayter fan. Oh my goodness, Jamie Hayter all day. Like, I had to get her DLC when she was on AEW's video game. Yeah, I know. I'm a sucker. I bought her stuff for a couple bucks. I'll buy choice wrestlers because I'm a big fan. I know some people are going to say, no, I'm an AEW shill. Whatever. I gave them money. Honestly, I would buy tons of Jamie Hayter's gear. Like, for real. Like, no joke. I would literally have I would buy a replica AEW women's belt just for her to sign it. That's how much of a fan I am. Because I like Jamie Hayter's work. I've liked her since the indie scene. Or when she was in the UK side of things. She comes from Soraya's side of the land. In fact, actually, ICW, things like that. Like Jamie Hayter's good shit. It's just unfortunately she got hurt with like 3 different injuries. Unfortunately, a shoulder injury, a rib injury, kind of like MJF, but she's been healing for so long. So I'm hoping when she comes back, they put a rocket on her and literally strap her to the moon and back, because I want her to have her championships back. She was leading AEW for a while there next to Britt Baker, and I like the faction. Britt Baker, Rebel, and her. It was perfect. It didn't blow my... I want Hikaru Shida to win last week and then won the Owen Hart tournament. Yeah, I like Hikaru Shida. I've been a fan of her. Like, it's her and Jamie Hayter. And you know, some people will tell me this, but I'm a big fan of Riho. Like, I liked Riho big time. Riho's the shit. Like, I know Riho. I know people don't understand like the smaller wrestler and the understar. Riho's on Collision, has featured. Arm will be out for a while. Yeah, Riho's been out for a while. Where's Mickie James? Mickie James right now is one of the producers of Impact Wrestling at the moment, with her and Gail Kim at the moment. Now Mickie James has made some star appearances recently on the indie side of things, on some indie shows. A fractured arm, and we'll be back for a while. Out for a while. I got you. Wasn't Riho on last week? Didn't Riho show up or didn't? Yeah. Riho came back on Collision last week. Or no, Serena Deeb offered her a challenge or something like that. Oh, I got you. I didn't know Riho was out with injury for a while there. Interesting. Yeah, Serena Deeb challenged Riho for a match or something like that. So I'm assuming that's going to be either a go-home show Collision, or that'll just be a all-out. That should be an all-out match, I'm assuming, because All Out's 2 weeks after All In, which I think is so stupid. I don't know. What's your guys' thought on that? Do you think All Out should be their Backlash technically, and they should have it after All In 4 weeks after? I don't know. Some of the big names are okay with it, but I just wish they would push that shit back 4 weeks. Like, push it back 3 weeks behind, or 4. I think 2 weeks is still too early for that. I think Tony Khan's kind of lost his mind with that. I think, All Out should be literally like their Backlash, or something of the range, you know what I mean? All Out, Fall Out, or something cool. I just don't think All Out should be 2 weeks right after that. I just don't think, that's your Fallout show for, building up new storylines. I think that should be 4 weeks out, to be honest. That's just me, though. My opinion. Purely my opinion. Is Riho seriously out? Dan, that tells me that Tony Khan tells me that AEW can't keep the wrestlers from not the injury bug, man.
Yeah, like...
That's crazy. Yeah, okay. Riho did a day ago. Riho suffers a fracture in an arm. Yeah, okay, yeah. It's the first time I'm seeing it. Yeah, she's out for a while. Yeah, you guys are not wrong. Yeah, damn. All right. Well, that's disappointing. Thanks, Billy, for letting me know that. I didn't know that. Like, she was on Collision. She was on Collision, literally. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy to me. That's wild. Joe Henry possibly being featured on NXT going forward. Nice. I'm cool with that. Joe Henry, reading in the news right now. Joe Henry, they're really high up in NXT for him. I'm happy for Joe Henry because I love his music. I love the whole gimmick. It's great shit.
Same here.
Give me more Joe Henry on television. I'm cool with it.
Clap.
Sonya Deville back on television is good for television. I said that when she came out. I like her looking like a badass. That's the way biker gimmick. I'm cool with that. Have her come out with leather and the whole 9 with Zoe Stark looking like biker chicks. I'm cool with that. And beat people up. I'm cool with it. Yeah, I don't pay attention. Unfortunately, guys, I don't pay attention to social media like that. She needs to put on a little muscle. A lot of people say that. A lot of people said that. But AJ Lee, let me be real with you guys. You didn't realize how short AJ Lee was until you saw her in the ring, though. And you got to remember, Kana was also thin, too, to an extent. Like, Kana is also, like, our formerly known now as Asuka, is pretty small, too. Like, Io Sky's pretty small, too. It's just the way the camera comes off. I feel AEW with the camera sometimes, man. Does weird shit sometimes. All right. Any more comments from you guys, man? Like, this has been a good show so far. We're an hour and 15 minutes in. It's crazy. It's like one of the longest shows I've done in a minute. Jordan Grace reporting that her contract ends next year. So let's see where she goes. I think she's NXT bound, but that's just me. I think she's been working with WWE too much, but Tony Khan has a lot of money. He could persuade her, though. I wouldn't be surprised.
So the Paxton chick, is he going to NXT a little bit more, or
Who?
The Tony chick with like the black and pink color, is he like working with TNA a lot, or
Who?
NXT?
Tatum Paxley?
Yeah.
Oh, that was a one-off thing. That was her versus Jordan Grace on television for the title. She lost.
Okay.
No. She showed up on a pay-per-view. Never mind. It was a pay-per-view match. It was because they did Battlegrounds for. She did Battlegrounds for. It was basically WWE giving back to TNA, technically.
All right.
So Tatum Paxley literally got her flowers. She pretty much did some stuff to Jordan Grace, and then they went into I think what pay-per-view was it? It was live. They call it live PLEs now. TNA does. I would love to see Jordan Grace full-time in WWE. No matter what Jordan Grace does, I'm a fan. No matter where she goes, I'm a fan. Let's see. Is CM Punk and AJ Lee married? Yes. Chris, do you like Brody Lee? Yes, I like Brody Lee. Who doesn't like Brody Lee? Brody Lee's a legend. Luke Harper? Who doesn't like Luke Harper? Me love some Brody Lee, man. His old school matches are great. Fantastic.
Yeah. My grandpa from my mom's side actually see him before.
Okay, hey Rev, who do you see for Blood and Guts match? We know that it's the Elite, but who are the 5 members? The team AEW. Who do you have? That's tough, man. That's hard. Oh my god, that's hard. That's hard. I do see the one that I see Kyle O'Reilly as one. Mark Briscoe is 2. Oh, this is tough. You know what? I'm gonna go for a shock factor pick, and here it is. And I know I'm gonna get flack for this one, and I know my predictions are gonna be hella wrong. Shane McMahon as your 3rd member. I don't know why. I just feel like he's gonna show up in the building.
For what?
For Blood and Guts AEW.
Oh, all right.
As part of team AEW, I could see this. I don't know why, but I see it.
I can probably see that, so you might be right.
I don't know why, but it just seems like I see it. I see Sammy Guevara over on Team Elite. I could see this as their 5th member. I got it. That typical Sammy fashion. So you got 3 there. Your 4th member. God, it's tough. This is another tough one. If it's not Sammy Guevara, I could see MJF over on Team Elite, and I could see Daniel Garcia coming back. I could see this too. Don't ask me why. That's my one. What about Ricky Stark? Ricky Starks is in legal trouble at the moment. Yeah, he's in legal trouble right now for something to do with Canada. Something in Canada. If you didn't read the reports, that he's in some serious heat right now. That's why he has not been on television. It's not as bad. It's not as bad as as Jeff Hardy. Miro, I could see Miro on team AEW. I could see that too. I could see Scorpio Sky part of team AEW because they haven't done anything with him. It's hard. So I have my permanent setup would be Mark Briscoe, Kyle O'Reilly, Shane McMahon. Oh, this is so hard. This is hard because it's hard for me. I know FTR is injured. They're going to be gone for a while. This is hard. Claudio Castagnoli, for some weird reason, I do have him penciled in. John Moxley. I think I said 5 right there. There's your 5. You have BDC, you have Shane McMahon, and you would have Kyle O'Reilly. You could, if you don't have those two from the BDC, you can have the Acclaim in place. It could either go either way with me. So there you go. There's your 5. Plus the 2 on the bench that are my 2 dark horse picks. There you go. Now I do see Adam Page over on the elite side though. So I do see Okada, Nick Jackson, Adam Page. And if you really want to go for a shock value pick, oh, this is tough. God, you guys make it hard on me. Sammy Guevara. Now you may be asking me why Sammy Guevara being their 5th pick or their other pick. Why? Sammy's always been a turncoat though. Sammy Guevara could turn around and go, man, the elite paid me big time. Okay, so let me read your questions. Where is Eric Rowan? Eric Rowan right now, or Rowan, is literally Rowan is literally with the Wyatt 6 right now. He's with the new Wyatt family at the moment. He's he's the bunny with the hammer. Do you like the old bloodline or the new bloodline? I'm a fan of Roman Reigns, so I'm gonna have to go old bloodline. I think that's coming. I'm really excited for the Roman to be back on television. I can't stand Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa is putting me to sleep. I'm sorry. I'm probably in the minority here group of watching wrestling, but I just can't stand Solo Sikoa. He pisses me off. He can't wrestle. He's Umaga 2.0 that just can't wrestle. John Cena put him over. Fucking other wrestlers have put this man over, and he can't wrestle. I'm sorry. He has no potential in my eyes. I don't want him as champion. I don't want to. He's not my tribal chief, and he's garbage. And he can't cut a promo to save his ass. He's not good. Yes, I do see Jimmy coming back, Jay coming back, Roman, and I think they add as a new member to it. What's his name? Oh my God.
Could it be Braun Breaker?
Tyaloa or no. Who's the other one? I said it earlier. The big tall one out of the group that was in AEW, or not AEW. Hikuleo. There you go. Hikuleo as their new member on the new Bloodline side. I could see this with Roman. I could see this. I think it'll be great. Roman Reigns 2.0. I actually feel it.
Bloodline 2.0. I'm down for that.
Jacob Fatu is a Fatu. Rusev is in AEW. He's not being utilized, but that's his own fault. Rusev has creative control over his character in AEW. That's why. Keith Lee's out with medical disclosed illness. That's why you haven't seen Keith Lee. Keith Lee's still getting over the shit. What if Ricochet, Blood and Guts, and Team AEW, and they keep it a secret and Dynamite? I could see that too. I could. We know Tony likes his surprises. Yeah. Could be a wild card. They could lead you in. You know, I went with Shane McMahon because Shane McMahon likes doing wild shit, and it would be a perfect way of debuting Shane McMahon into something. Shane McMahon's been talking about coming back, but I just feel this is here. My dog's going crazy right now. All right, sorry about that. I had to scream at my dogs. My bad. But Ricochet, I definitely see in AEW. I just don't want to see him be butchered. That's my question. That's my thing. I just don't want to see him be butchered. Or I said this to Icon earlier, and maybe you guys agree with me or not. But here's my personal opinion on Ricochet in AEW. I know it's ink on paper already. It just looks like day by day, night by night when they're going to debut him. I think he'll be a tier above where he was in WWE. I don't see him being a needle pusher like that. And it's hard for me to say that. I like Ricochet. But I just don't see Ricochet blowing doors open like that in AEW. We'll see though. But I don't know. I'm not sold on him in AEW like that. I believe all hell is going to break loose at SummerSlam when Roman arrives, hopefully. We'll see. The Rock was supposed to be at SummerSlam. We're going to find out about his acting dates. We're going to see. The Rock is still filming movies at the moment, so we will see. John Cena, maybe we see something to do with John Cena at SummerSlam, maybe. Logan Paul's going to be at SummerSlam. It's his hometown. We're going to see who he defends against. I know it's probably going to be Braun Breaker versus Sami Zayn versus probably Ilya for the title, the Intercontinental belt. Is it going to be another Fatu for the Bloodline? Probably. Hikuleo, I think he's Hawaii or whatever bloodline that Roman's a part of. Fatu already joined. You're talking about Jacob. Jacob Fatu joined the other bloodline, the current bloodline. Hopefully, we do see some things. I'm pretty excited. Again, let's see what they're gonna do with Sonya Deville now. Sonya Deville aligns with Zoe Starks and Shayna Baszler. So let's see here. The side The Rock will be on, probably Solo Sikoa's side. Because you got to remember, they got to launch this Roman Reigns versus Rock WrestleMania, right? The Rock gave us I don't know if Icon agrees with me with this one, but they gave us Cody's win. You saw that behind the curtains. I don't know if you guys watched that, but The Rock pretty much gave us what we wanted, right? Rock bowed down and gave the fans what they wanted. The Rock could have just done Roman and himself and said, fuck Cody's line. You know what I mean? He's a board member. He could have done that. He said he almost did. But he gave the fans what they wanted. He made us happy. So this next upcoming year, I'm assuming it's going to make him happy. I don't think we're going to have very much time with The Rock. I just really don't believe. I don't know if Icon agrees with me here or not.
Yeah, I can agree with you on not much.
I think The Rock, we got about two more years left in him. I think 2 more years. I think we better be preparing for somewhat of The Rock retiring. Coming soon. War Games at Survivor Series, Bloodline, yeah, that too. That'll build up for that. Roman Reigns, The Rock at Mania. Like, you got to give The Rock something, man. The Rock gave us fans something, right? You got to think about it. Rock gave us what we wanted, a happy ending for Cody Rhodes. So now we got to do Rock Roman, and that's fine by me. I just didn't want it last year. Rock Roman could have been anytime, anywhere. I didn't care if it was at Mania or not. It didn't have to be at Mania for me to like it. It could be at Royal Rumble for all I care. Next year at the fucking Lucas Oil Stadium. I could care less either way. You know what I mean? I just, want to send off. I want a good thing. I want to see Ava to come to SmackDown. Eva, is that what I'm saying? The Rock's, we talking The Rock's daughter, right?
Yeah.
The Rock's daughter is going to be pretty much stuck as general manager in NXT for a while. I don't see that happening anytime soon. And Ava, honestly, if you're going to go that way, Ava Johnson, personally, they're setting her up. She was too green coming in. So she's been at the Performance Center. Give her some time. She'll be back on. She'll be back in the ring for sure. On the War Games at Survivor Series. Yeah, I'm with all of y'all, including you, Icon. I'm excited for Bloodline versus Bloodline. I'm all for it.
Yeah, the new versus the old.
Can I say, going with Josh's line earlier, can we just say this with Killer and Cross and Scarlett Bordeaux? Can we just say this now? When they go to fucking Netflix, can we just have sex appeal for Scarlett Bordeaux? Like, seriously, can we just have her come back in full shiny cat suits and fucking claws and fucking long boots and shit and just be sexy as fuck? Because she makes it great.
Yeah, and now they make it rare and for mature.
Yes, that's what I think they should do. I'm serious. When they go to Netflix, that's what they need to do. They have to do the sex appeal thing. They have to. Like, I'm sorry. And honestly, I'm really liking the way they're booking right now, Killer and Cross. I'm really liking it. But they need to do it more often, though. Should say that better. Go ahead, Icon.
Yeah, it's all good. I like your idea because I haven't seen them as much, and like when they run in the WWE, like in the main roster, I felt so bad because they were not been booked at all in SmackDown, and I felt so bad.
Why the fuck are we having Kofi? Okay. I've been watching Speed, okay? I know Speed's their new version of the cruiserweight shit, right? Why the fuck are we having, please answer me this. Why do we have Austin Creed on Speed? Why are we dumbing this man that far back? This man should be winning United States championships. This guy has been underlooked for years. My goodness. Why are we doing this? I just read a spoiler on on what's going on with fucking Speed, and that's just gross to me. Do you think Triple H is already working on? Oh yeah, he's probably already writing it. Probably already written it by the time WrestleMania was done last year or this year. Like he said, he's smart. He probably has been writing for it for a long period. Guarantee it. They had WrestleMania 40 already written 8 months beforehand until CM Punk got hurt. And then they re-strategized a few things to move in CM Punk into the match card, and then he got hurt. Unfortunately. And then The Rock, if you watch behind the curtain, guys, I tell you, watch behind the curtain. I'm telling you guys, seriously, watch behind the curtain. And seriously, watch behind the curtain. And seriously, you should. Is it 11:05? It's 11:05. All right, guys. Well, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I found. Okay. I don't know why Siri just went off. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to get to game streaming. I want to thank you all for watching tonight. We've gone on for about an hour and 33 minutes. I am still working on all my links in the description. So just be prepared. I am literally got a donation link. I got things happening because I hear from some of you. You guys want to tip to the show. You guys want to help the show out. Down below in the description, there will be my link. And stuff like that. So be prepared. We're also on SharePlay. We're also on, that's the new platform. We're on Twitch, Twitter, Mastodon, Sky Blue or Sky something rather. Blue Skies. There we go. And yeah, we're on tons of different platforms. Just check me out. I'm on everything. We game stream every day. We talk about wrestling every day. We talk about the Lakers every day. There's not something I'm not talking about. And I got another video coming up about my Lakers. We're going to talk about the Lakers not picking up any type of trades. That's disgusting to me. On Flight Simulator, I got you, buddy. Anyway, I'm going to be back. We're going to get into some more games. And yeah, just need to get the rest of my stuff set up. And then we'll be gaming and doing the things. Yeah, NXT is going to be very interesting. We're going to be watching that, actually. Because I know most of the people in the community don't watch NXT and do live reviews. I know JD does, JD from New York does TNT. With Solo Monster and all that. And I know a few others do a live speaking show on, where's Mandy Rose? Mandy Rose right now is out of wrestling at the moment. She's doing adult content at the moment. Speaking of. But anyway, make sure to check out all the constituents out there. Make sure to check out the Angle Show, JD from New York. Check out a lot of these shows out there, man. They're killing it. BC Amplified, you name it. They're all doing amazing stuff. Wrestle Talk, What Culture, things like that. Check out those channels. Check out everybody that's in wrestling. You know what I mean? That covers wrestling here on YouTube. Not just me. I'm small fries. Check out the ones that got me into what I do every day and why I do what I do every day. So check those people out. And guys, we'll be back tomorrow with some NXT, and then the next day Dynamite. And then we'll be back here for TNA on Thursday. I'm kind of feeling doing a TNA review, TNA talk around, maybe do something of the range. Because I know some of you do watch NXT, TNA in my community. So anyway, I'll see you guys on the next one. Averaging, glad to see you around. I am going to set up my streams for gaming, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, I'll see you. And oh yeah, Icon. Any final thoughts about Monday Night Raw? I know we went into talking about everything else but Monday Night Raw to an extent.
Yeah, I feel like it was a good show compared to like Money in the Bank. So I'll give it credit for this week on Monday. So
yeah, I'm gonna say Monday Night Raw was a definite watch. It wasn't as snorefest as Money in the Bank was. And I will honestly tell you,
agreed.
NXT was a step above Money in the Bank. Heatwave was a step above.
I only watched 2 matches in the beginning. Like, I just don't feel like it's not like great. I'll give it like decently good, but I didn't watch the rest though.
Well, when you get an opportunity when you're sleeping or whatever, just pull it up and watch it off to the side. It's actually not bad. Before NXT comes on tomorrow, you should at least glance at it or go watch the highlights. It was actually a really good show. I'd actually say it's above, literally above, I would say Money in the Bank. I don't know what match you're on, but Lola Vice and I would say Roxanne Perez literally blew the roof off. I would honestly tell you that.
I think it was the women's mid-card belt, and then the match after that.
Oh, Suroku. Okay. Yeah. I will tell you I would say out of the matches, I would tell you like just to go watch highlights on would be Roxanne Perez and Lola Vice, if you can find it somewhere highlight-wise. Soruko and Jordan was fantastic, and I know they're both up-and-comers, but for that North American Championship was bloody fantastic. I would say the Chase U match was pretty fucking fantastic.
I think that would be the one, maybe? I might be wrong.
Chase U was that match, Chase U versus who were they going? Axiom and Nathan Frazier.
Yeah, that one I saw.
That was a good match. Honestly, I was really into it. I was invested because Axiom's great shit, and so is Nathan. I think they should lose the belts personally and go up the main roster at this point because they're just too good at what they do. Really, seriously. And I would honestly tell you the other match I would watch would be the main event. I know you've been spoiled upon it, but I would watch the whole entire thing because it's so good. Like,
Yeah, I saw that. Like Twix Williams, I felt kind of sorry because of like Spears kind of took the countdown to 3, but I know he lost the match. But yeah, I know the new belt kind of won that to what was it, Ethan?
yeah, all you go. Yeah, but like I said before, I knew the young 20-year-old was going to eat a pin somewhere. They had to do that. It made sense. It made sense in booking wise.
Yeah.
If you're telling a story, you have to have Trick lose somewhere, and I didn't think they were going to make him lose this. Like, I didn't think that Shawn Michaels, and this is me, I didn't think Shawn Michaels would pull the trigger this soon. But again, Shawn Michaels is all about shock factor. Look at his career. He's all about the
Oh
shock
yeah.
factor. So to me, it was all shock factor to me. I was like all just in disbelief
Yeah.
what was happening.
Yeah. I saw like Orson Son Spears face YouTuber Dinks OP on their YouTube channel.
Yeah.
He fought him one time match.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, like Son Spear, I'll give him like a fantastic wrestler. So I actually do like him a little bit, honestly.
You know what? People frown upon Shawn Spears, and the thing is, Shawn Spears was so misunderutilized in AEW, and now being on here, like now you understand, like he was Ty Dillinger. He should have been way pushed way before then, before he even joined AEW. He should have been pushed by WWE. He should have been a lifer in WWE, to be honest.
Yeah,
And
I
they
have to
didn't.
agree.
But at the end of the day, like I said, NXT, those were the matches I really enjoyed the most. And I know most of my audience does not like sit back and watch NXT because a lot of people think NXT and I'm going to say this in a good way, and I said this in my other review last week, most of my audience only watch the main shows. They only watch the Raws and the SmackDowns and the Dynamites. They don't watch the whole enchilada of crop of wrestling stuff. They don't watch a TNA. And then when you tell somebody, oh, watch a TNA because it's good, they'll turn around and the first thing they watch, they don't focus on watching for good storylines and this is not a knock on my audience, please. I don't want you guys it's okay to be casual, like it's cool. I get it. But don't have an opinion about these shows when you don't watch them. You know what I mean? It'd be like me having an opinion on a show on Netflix that I've never watched, but just because I go look at the ratings and because I see this and I see the bad reviews means it's a shit show. You know what I mean? That's what I've been trying to tell people lately. Like, you got to stop judging things and see, like, for instance, AEW obviously is still on air if Warner Discovery still likes what they see. You know what I mean? And I think Warner Discovery will renew with AEW. It's just a foregone conclusion when and where. And if they don't, I've read that Fox FSX has been interested. So Tony Khan will get money. People say he won't, and it's the same. They're number 3 in the world right now as far as United States combat sports, and you don't think companies are not going to offer them a shit ton of money. Amazon's been talking about working with wrestling for a long period. You don't think Amazon or any of these companies are wanting to take a chance on a company? They would, if the money's there. AEW is valued at $2.2 billion. There's a reason why they're there. People could turn around and say, well, their fan base is crumbling and this is happening and that's happening. But when I watch television, there's a full crowd. And when they pan the camera around to other spots, there's a full crowd. And there's pictures out there of full crowds. So they're getting the full crowds. They're starting to come back around. The wrestlers are starting to come back. You just got to be patient. I think just people in general are not patient when it comes to wrestling at all. And I've told this story before to each and every one of you in my own audience that AEW, they don't have needle pushers. That's Tony Khan's own fault. And then people call me an AEW shill. I have friends that think for some fucking reason that I'm just this AEW fucking shill. And I'm not an AEW shill, because if I was, why would I cover WWE anything? Triple H doesn't pay my bills. Emmanuel don't pay my bills. Tony Khan don't pay my bills. But you got people convinced because I have the video game that, and because I said, I was being positive because I just don't shit on everything that I find. I let fairness be fair, and from my own opinion and for what I played, I enjoyed it. That's just me though, but I wanted different than WWE, and I got different. Was it up to expectations? Fuck no, it wasn't. I just wish some people would take a step back, and then, I get penalized a lot of times because I talk AEW stuff more than I do WWE, because AEW has the wrestlers I like. Okay, I like Pentagon Jr. I like Ray Phoenix. I like MJF. I like when MJF gets on a mic and starts talking his shit. I like what he did the other week with a pile driver. I like Swerve Strickland. I love Adam Page. But that's what appeals to me. And then on the WWE side, I like Tiffany Stratton. I actually am falling in love with Seth Rollins again. I like certain things that, WWE does. Not everything has to be, for me to like. For instance, there has been times where AEW has fucked up. And I've said that. They have. But I'm rambling on this review. I just want to say thank you all for stopping in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Like I said before, we'll be back tomorrow with an NXT Heat Wave bounce back show. We'll see Fallout show. We'll see what's going on there with them. See if Joe Henry shows up. You speak, his name appears. Because, I believe in Joe Henry. Okay. You could tell I've been a big Joe Henry fan lately. Yes. And you will see Joe Henry probably as an alert on my streams. So, here you go. Just saying. Guys, always watch wrestling and always be positive. Try to be positive. Don't be always negative. I think some of you in my audience like to talk about views, and I guarantee if views and ratings were a wrestling organization, there would be millions of people watching. I think people sometimes care more about ratings and views than actually watching the shows. That's why I stopped doing the watch-alongs. Because when taking notes and you got people in your ear being so toxic and negative about this show and that show, it just ruins the vibes when you're trying to collect notes for a review or trying to put your opinion out there. And that's why I stopped doing the watch-alongs. I do it with Icon because Icon and myself, we get along when we do it. There's no having to read news. We just like watching wrestling, and that's what it's about. Watching the wrestling, not criticizing every minute something happens. We criticize, but we don't go hardcore in the paint, That's just me. Because
understandable.
We don't have to read every single news article around here. We should just enjoy wrestling. What are we doing as a kid? Was there news articles in the internet? No. Hell no. We were watching wrestling. I remember I had tapes and recording shit. But anyway, I'm now starting to sound old. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in the next review tomorrow. Maybe with Icon, if Icon wants to be around tomorrow to do some NXT stuff. Icon's back in the fold, so here we are. Think the next pay-per-view, I think, is All In. Yeah, All In. So we'll definitely be watching that whenever that comes on, because I'm excited for it. We'll be watching their major WrestleMania. I think that's what it is. Big WrestleMania. Things like that. All right, guys. Thank you guys for stopping in. I'll see you guys.